Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome back to Building Southlake on Tuesday. So today we're going to continue the building that we worked on Thursday, and pretty much what we're doing is just trying to finish up the exterior, maybe not including the roof, for this rundown building. A lot of you guys like this building, so if you take a look at the front, I think it does look pretty good. I did see a couple suggestions saying I should break the glass, which I did do that, but I did replace them with planks is what I want to kind of make them look like. I did see one comment saying I should maybe add vines, and that is a good idea. Only problem is vines do spread, so it would spread out throughout the entire building. So I'm not really sure if I want to do that. If they didn't spread, I wouldn't mind doing it so much. Yeah, so we're just going to continue working on this building and just trying to nail it away and just try to get things done. I do want to make sure everything's lined up, so I think we need to actually be over one more. It's right here. That should be good. Yeah, but there's a lot of new news coming out lately because of E3. So E3 has been the big news for the past week. So what, 5? So then we need 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. And then we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that right? I believe that is right. Awesome. So some of the bigger news. I want to say bigger news because it's not really as big of news as it used to be, but Minecraft news might be the best way to put it. So there is some new Minecraft news coming out, and that did come out about cross-platform play. So pretty much what's going to be happening is, I'm not sure when it's going to come out, but they are making it to where you can play all your saves and play with friends across all the different platforms. I think PS4 is not included in that, so pretty much what it's going to mean is that I can actually play with some of my friends from PC. I can, if I'm on PC, I can play with some of my friends from Xbox. Again, I think from what I've heard that Sony is not too big into this idea, so I'm not sure if that's fully going to be implemented or not. So I guess we'll just kind of have to wait and see how that really plays out. Something seems off here. So if the window starts here, so we should be in line. So right there. Yes, that's good. So why does it seem off here? Very, very interesting. Because we should have a 1 wide thing here. Because we have 5. That's right. So 5 here. Unless this is 4, but it should be 5. Yeah, it's a 5 there. Huh. I'm actually very confused about why this isn't lining up like it should. Because these are 2. This one's 3. Huh. Actually, I might know why. So this actually needs to be, I need to get rid of this wall. I know what's going on now. So I think originally I did have it right to an extent. So get rid of all this stuff. Oh. But anyways, going back to some of the Minecraft news. So like I said, they are introducing cross-platform play, which is, I think, a really cool addition. Apparently, you're going to be able to have servers now and join servers from the Xbox, which I think is very, very cool. So I can actually, if I wanted to, I could make Southlake a server, and even when I'm not online, people could still join it and look around, which it's always something I've wanted to do, just never really been able to. So that could be a very interesting idea. I want to see kind of where that goes and what are the capabilities of it, right? I mean, before I jump into it, I want to figure out like what exactly would be going on, right? So I had to take a look at that as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So then we have 3 here. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. That all lines up. We'll add a wall here. I don't know why I kind of made it slanted like that, but I did. Yeah, some of the other big news, which I thought was kind of funny to an extent. So apparently on Xbox, we will be getting shaders mods, pretty much is what I'm going to call it. They call it graphics enhancements. I'm just going to call it shaders because that's exactly what it looked like to me. So pretty much we're going to be getting shaders mods, and I think that's going to be very, very cool because I would love to see my city with the shaders mod. I think that would be really awesome. But they mentioned all this stuff, and the big thing at E3 this year, especially for Xbox, was because of the Xbox One X, was, you know, the whole true 4K thing. That was the biggest talk. I mean, they mentioned it so many times in that conference. And they're going over games that are getting this update for 4K, and they mentioned Minecraft. I'm like, why does Minecraft need a 4K update? I mean, it's not one of the games that you look at and go, oh my god, would you look at the graphics on that? Like, that's truly amazing. Like, oh my god. No, it's one of those games where, hey, those are some nice looking blocks, you know, depending on the texture packs. That's like your scale up, right? I mean, it was just kind of funny to hear them talk about Minecraft being introduced in 4K. It's like, what's that really gonna do? I mean, it's just, You know, it's a game full of blocks. It's not really made to look like the most beautiful game. No, yes, maybe with the shaders mod, it could look a lot better, but it was just one of those things where, to me personally, I thought it was kind of funny and it's kind of maybe unnecessary to kind of really just mention that, oh yeah, 4K coming to, coming to everything. I was like, okay, interesting. A lot of cool games were introduced, some of the ones I was not expecting. One of the games I'm still very, very interested in, which again, I really want to play, and I actually signed up for their open beta. I'm not even sure if it's an open beta, maybe closed beta. Hopefully I get into it. I really hope so, because I've really been wanting to play this game. Is Sea of Thieves. Apparently it's not coming out until 2018 though, which really sucks. I've been dying to play this game with VJ, and I just really want to play it. And yeah, it just kind of sucks that it's not coming out until 2018. I thought it was going to be coming out later this year. That's what they were kind of all speculating on, but apparently not. Apparently, Sea of Thieves, if you don't know what it is, just in case you don't know, it's a Xbox exclusive. Well, I'm going to say Xbox, I mean, it's Xbox and PC. And pretty much what's going to be going on is you're going to be playing a pirate and commanding a crew with your friends. So your friends and you can pretty much just take a ship, fly around, I won't say fly. What would you call it? Sail around and just collect treasure. Pretty much just be pirates, right? I mean, that's the whole idea of the game. I need to add some more blocks. So I need this one back and these. So is that right? I think that's right. But this game, to me, it looks very interesting, and apparently there's another pirate game that's coming out from, maybe, was it EA, is what I heard. And it seems like just the pirate theme is a very big thing right now, which is kind of surprising. I don't know why, but I think I'm more excited for Sea of Thieves than the other pirate game from what I've seen. And the reason for that is I like the art style of Sea of Thieves, because it's one of those games to where it's a very cartoonish feel to it. So it's going to last the stand of time, and with the other pirate game, it looks more to be more of a serious game, to where Sea of Thieves is meant to be more of a game you can enjoy and just have a good time and relax with, kind of explore the world that's open, and just kind of hang out with your friends. But the other one, from what I've seen, it's made to look very beautiful, it's made to look and feel more realistic, which again is fine, but I feel like, that kind of game would get boring if you had to take it too seriously. To where Sea of Thieves, with the cartoonish feel of it, the cartoonish design, I think it's going to last a little bit longer just because of all that different art style for it. So I'm really leaning towards Sea of Thieves and just really wanting to play it. I think it's going to be an amazing game. If you do not know who's developing it, it's made by Rare Games. They've made a lot of really good games in the past, and I think they can do great again here in the present. So yeah, let's just see how it goes. That's one of the games I'm very excited about. Some of the other ones that were announced, which one I think looks really, really cool, and some of you guys might agree with me if you've seen the trailer, is Metro Exodus, I think is what it's called. That game looks really good. I didn't play the first Metro game. I'm kind of interested in trying it now after watching that trailer, so I might do that. So I'm not sure if it's going to be one of those things. It kind of looks like it will, but you might want to play the first game before you buy the second one, just because you want to kind of understand what's going on. So it looks like it's going to be a sequel, not a prequel. But again, they didn't really release too much. It's just a trailer. I'm just going off of my gut and from what it looked like, because I had no idea what was going on. It looked like an apocalypse pretty much, and things were just kind of destroyed. You're trying to survive, scavenger for everything that you can get. So it looks like a very interesting game. I might want to play the original, and maybe I'll even stream it on my Power Play channel, because I still want to get into streaming. I just need to get that motivation to. But anyways, before I get into that, because I could go on that topic for quite a while, one of the other ones I'm pretty excited for is, what's the name? It's called Anthem, which I didn't hear about this game. Apparently VJ heard about it once, but it looks like a pretty interesting game. And I actually heard a pretty good comparison between two games here, and that was, it's pretty much like a Destiny component, or I won't say component, opponent. And I think that's kind of interesting, because Destiny right now doesn't really have too many games that kind of challenge it. And this game looks like it kind of will to an extent. Again, they didn't release too many details about it. They just showed some gameplay. And I'm sure if you're at E3, they're probably talking about it a little bit more. But it looks very, very interesting. It looks very beautiful. Pretty much the way it's going is you have this exosuit, and you're pretty much kind of like, think of it like from Destiny, you're a guardian of this planet. You're trying to help and save people. It's pretty much the exact same premise as Destiny there in that regards. You can't really blame them for that, though. I mean, that's just a pretty common thing in general. It's just you're the one that we have to count on. It's not just Destiny taking that and rolling with it. A lot of other games do. But it's just one of those things to where it's a good comparison when you kind of compare the two to an extent. And you get this exosuit. Apparently, you can customize it to fit your certain needs. You can play with your friends. So one of the guys they had in the video, he was using a mortar on his suit. So he was more of like that heavy-duty armor guy to where he can take a lot more hits, do a little bit more DPS, where the other character was in a more versatile suit that could do kind of a bit of more of everything. And like I said, it looks like a very interesting game. If you're not keeping up with everything that's going on from E3, I mean, I highly suggest you go watch the Microsoft conference, the EA conference, the Sony conference, you know, whatever platform you're into, or even if you're not even into the platform, just kind of take a look at everything that's coming out, because, you know, really, a lot of the games that do not come out for your console, like if they are PS4 exclusive, usually they're also going to come out on PC. So usually I like to keep in touch with Sony and with, you know, Xbox and just everything that's going on, because one, I like to support developers because of the fact that without them we wouldn't really have any games. One of the other games that looks really fun, which I want to play with VJ and I want to talk to him about it, is, I'm not sure what it's called, but it's pretty much a prison break game. So you and your friend, or I'm not sure if he's your brother, I think he's a friend, are pretty much, you're stuck in prison and you have to escape and survive with each other. And they actually said it's meant to be more of a couch co-op kind of game, which could be very interesting. They said you can play it, you know, through online with your friends. But I think couch co-op is a kind of a rare thing to see nowadays. You don't really see too much about, you know, everything when it comes to couch co-op. They kind of gotten away from that. So it's really cool to actually see everything kind of coming back to that a little bit. So how are we looking? And yes, I do realize I have not made anything look destructed or, you know, falling apart yet. That will all come. I'm just trying to get all the basics done first here. So actually what we'll do is we'll get rid of these. Here's where this door is going to be. So we'll actually add in the door right there. So that will be good. And then we'll take out, what other concrete could, oh yeah, apparently there's some new blocks. I'm not sure if I just missed them earlier. I'm actually not even sure what the hell they are. Where are they? They're right here. I'm not sure what these really are. They're very interesting. I'm not sure if they're just like a, whoa, that's very interesting. So it's pretty much like a item chest. That's interesting. Again, I just saw those today. I'm not sure if I just missed them, if they were in this the last update, but it looks kind of interesting. I'm not sure what I would do with them yet. That's another thing that we can try to figure out as we go. So we'll use, that would be good concrete. Gray concrete might be pretty good here. So what we're pretty much doing is it's going to add in a small little walkway here for the door. And we'll add this here. And perfect. That's going to be your way up into the building. So we should get rid of that one too. Do I like that? Yeah, I think I like that. And then we just need to add in a slab or stair so you can actually get up onto it. So, bam, there we go. That's set. Back here is going to be a parking lot where you can park your cars, obviously. Trash services, all that good stuff. So, let's break this window. So, let's see. What are some of the other big E3 news? Oh, one of the other things that Microsoft, I really feel like Microsoft, from what I've seen, kind of killed it at this E3. They kind of had like the bigger press conference, the more games compared to Sony from what I've seen. So it's one of those things to where it looks like Microsoft, because everybody likes to, you know, ask the question, who won E3? And so far, it's kind of looking like Xbox is ahead in that department. So good for Microsoft. And I think it was actually, I was talking with some of my coworkers today about this. To where, you know, the original release of the Xbox was not a good thing for Microsoft. I mean, they went into it with the wrong attitude for a console. I mean, it was meant to be more of a entertainment device than a gaming device is what the whole marketing department pretty much was behind it. And that was just pretty much the wrong thing to go with. But the great thing about that is once they realized they were so far behind the PS4, they really started to push forward and make better games, make the console better. So it's really pushing to get better things. So I think it's actually a good thing that it happened to Microsoft, because now Xbox is actually ahead, I think, when it comes to some of the smaller details. And it's more just, once there's competition, you know, everybody, especially customers, appreciate that, because once that happens, you're trying to make sure that your customers are happy, which means you're doing more for them. So if customers are getting more, they're happy most of the time. So it's one of those things where I kind of feel like that's what's going on right now. So I'm very, very happy with where Microsoft's heading. Hopefully they can just keep it up. I think Phil Spencer is a very good part of the Xbox team from what I've seen. The original head of Xbox, I didn't think was more into games. He was more into the marketing side and just trying to make it feel like more of an entertainment device, not a gaming device. So it's kind of good to see just everything kind of coming back. And yeah, I'm very excited to see like where they kind of go with Xbox in the future. I do want to get the Xbox One X, but it is going to cost $500. So hopefully I'll just have the money for that. Alright, so there's that. I want to keep one good window. We'll break some of this one. So we'll do 2 here. We'll do L shape. So we'll do something like that. Awesome. Now we need our fences. Which, did we use the dark oak? I think we did. Yes, we did. Awesome. Come back around. Yeah, hopefully next year. I want to try to go to E3 next year. I think that would be a lot of fun. So as a lot of you guys know, I'm actually partnered with Machinima right now. And I actually kind of plan on staying with them for a while unless something dramatic changes. But I really want to go to E3 next year. And I was actually offered to get a press pass this year. I mean, they reached out to everybody and said, hey, if you want a press pass, just let us know. We can try to get you one, and you know, so on and so forth. And I just didn't reply back because, one, I didn't really have the money to go, even though I really want to go to. So I think next year I'm going to try to save up and actually bring VJ, and him and I can go to E3, do a lot of recording, get a lot of insight on everything. I think that would be a great addition for everything. So I think that would be a very, very cool thing to do, and just, I think it would be a really cool experience just going to E3 and just kind of seeing everything. Because I think at some point, E3 is probably going to die off. You know, you can kind of see it every now and then. I mean, with EA, how they have their own panel, you know, an event now. I feel like a lot of people are going to kind of go that route in the future, which hopefully that doesn't happen too much. But again, I just kind of see it happening because I feel like every convention kind of dies off here and there, and eventually they will be reborn, and you know, they'll get a new life. But at some point, it's going to kind of die off, and some other gaming convention is going to take over. So I really want to go to E3 before that time ever happens. And again, hopefully it doesn't happen anytime soon, if ever. Because I think it's a great thing to have that gaming week of just, you know, unveiling everything. Because gamers just really look forward to it. We like seeing what's new, what's coming our way. And obviously developers like it because the more games we like, the more money we spend, which means more income for them. So it's really just an all-around win for everybody if it goes well. So just kind of breaking everything. It's amazing how much work goes into a building like this when you just have to break all the blocks that you put almost. Because I guess TNT could be a good way to add in natural, in a way, holes to your building. Unfortunately, I feel like that would just do too much damage. So I'm going to continue doing it by hand. And one of the other big things, I'm not sure if I actually talked about it fully. So I know we talked about the play, like the cross-platform play. But one of the things I'm actually kind of wondering is, does this mean I can actually bring over my Southlake save over onto PC? If so, that does mean Southlake will eventually become downloadable. Because a lot of you guys are still wondering, because that was actually one of the things I did promise originally when I started Southlake, was it will be downloadable. But it has never been downloadable because of the Xbox One. On Xbox 360, there was ways to get your save off of the hard drive and then take it over to your PC, pretty much transfer a save over. On Xbox One, there was no way to do that. There's still no way to do that. So I can't really just put my save up for download, even though I really want to for you guys. So that kind of sucks. But hopefully with this whole, you know, what's it called? Cross-platform play, that means I can transfer my saves. That would be really cool. I've been really wanting that for a while. So again, I will let you guys know the more I find out about all this Minecraft stuff that's going on. I think it's very cool just to see kind of what's all going on with, you know, the game. And I still feel like Minecraft's kind of dying a little bit. It's definitely not as big as it used to be. It was really just like that one-hit wonder kind of thing, right? To where it just gained popularity so fast. And it's still a very popular game. It's just not as popular as it used to be. Kind of think of it like the building equivalent of Call of Duty. Call of Duty used to be a lot bigger than it is nowadays, and it's just one of those things where it's still popular. I mean, Call of Duty still sells very, very well. I mean, hundreds of millions of copies. But when you look at how many copies they used to sell versus what they sell now, it's not that much. And that's exactly what I'm saying here when it comes to Minecraft, is that pretty much everybody who has bought the game in the world, you know, they already own it. So there's not really too much DLC that you can really buy. So they're not really making as much money when it comes to sales. You know, I could be wrong with that. I just feel like so many people own the game at this point to where it's not really, you know, a new game to anybody at this point. So I feel like a lot of people own it. But anyways, it's one of those games to where it really had its peak, and it's kind of on the decline. Still a lot of fun. A lot of people still watch it. It's just not that big hit that it used to be anymore. And so that's another reason why I did change up my channel name a long time ago, was just so I could be prepared for when this day comes, and I could eventually just transfer off of Minecraft. The view base is not going to be the same as it is when I'm playing other games, but it is nice to know that I am prepared for when that day does come, and I do have a channel that's not fully reluctant on Minecraft, you know, if that makes any sense. Alright, so we got that. So now we need to add in our cracked stone bricks. So we'll add 2 here. This part will be pretty quick. 1 there, 1 there. We'll make this entire run besides one of them broken. We'll put that there, 1 here, 1 there on that one, 1, 2, and then 1 there. Awesome. I guess we need to break this one, break these. Oh yeah, just kind of making everything look nice and ruined. Again, a lot of you guys really like this idea of buildings, and I've talked about it for a while when it came to making a building that looks like this. I just never got around to it, and I do want to make more of these, but at the same time, I don't want to make my city look too old, because I still like that modern feel to it and clean feel. And I feel like if I add a lot more of these buildings, it's not going to look as clean. Now, granted, I could make areas that have more of these buildings than others, you know, kind of more run-down areas. I think usually they're called ghettos. So I could add, you know, a lot more buildings like that. But again, I really like to keep the city nice and clean and looking really nice. But again, I do recognize that, you know, you do kind of need to sacrifice that a little bit if you want to go for more realism in your builds. So I will be adding more of these buildings. It's just a matter of time, and when I do find a perfect location for them. Across the river actually might be a great location, like over by the baseball park. And again, I still want to add another stadium over on this side of the river. I'm just not sure where yet. I'm not sure what kind of stadium. I'm not sure if I want it to be soccer or football. I'm not really sure which one I really want it to be yet, and that's going to take some planning. Because honestly, I don't want it to be a baseball stadium. We already have one of those. It's really now just trying to figure out what exactly we want to do. Alright, so we got that set. And I think we're probably going to call it quit here, guys. So I think the building's coming across really well. So when we're on the highway, we're going to be coming across, and you're going to see this building all run down. I will add in some more stuff on this side. Maybe graffiti or something like that. I don't really think I want to add windows there, but I think I'm just going to finish off the roof off camera, and yeah, this building will be done besides interior. So bye-bye, guys. Thank you very much for watching. It is greatly appreciated as always, and I will talk to you guys later. So bye-bye.